Hi, welcome back to Q Entertainment, where we continue to play Magic: The Gathering. And in this video, I'm going to play another quick draft Throne of Eldraine. 5,000 coins to enter, and immediately we start picking cards. Ironcrag Feet at 7 mana. You can cast only one more spell this turn. Seems pretty good. Venerable Knight. Foul Knight, it's card draw and it's Death Touch. Are there more Death Touch things? Target opponent discards 2 cards. Tournament Grounds adds white, red, or black. We don't need to cast equipment or a knight. I think I'll take the knight. It's Death Touch, can be useful to block something big. There's a card draw. I think I'll go for that. There's another one. I mean, I think it seems good enough. Queen of Ice is good. There's a Beanstalk Giant. Toughness is equal to the number of lands you control. 7 mana. Browser reaches when it enters the battlefield. Return target knight from your graveyard to your hand. That's good. Works with the knights as well. I think I'll take the Foul Knight again. I mean, even if an opponent were to play a giant, a knight could block it because of the Death Touch. Trade off crumbs. When it enters the battlefield, create a food token. Whenever you sacrifice a food token, you may pay 1 mana. If you do, look at the top 2 cards of your library. You may reveal a permanent card and put it into your hand and put the rest on the bottom of your library. Would be good if we had a food token-y type spell. Mystical Dispute. That could be good. If counter target spell unless it's controller base 3. There's an opt. Tomb Raider. Eye Collector. When Eye Collector deals combat damage to a player, each player mulls a card. Not the greatest, I guess. Sacrifice Cauldron. It deals 3 damage to a creature. Sacrifice a food. Target creature blocks. Embereth Paladin. It can enter with +1 counter on it, and it has haste. The ritual puts a counter on each creature. Soulflame Squire, target creature gets +2. And you untap it. Trapped in a tower, enchant creature without flying. Jousting Dummy. I'm not sure what to go for here. A 1/1 flying doesn't seem that good. I think maybe this one. Shepherd of the Flock. Memory Theft. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. You may put a card that has an adventure that player owns in exile into the player's graveyard. You may put a card that has an adventure. Target opponent reveals their hand. So why would you want to take an adventure? Oh, okay, you can basically steal an opponent's adventure card. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library and draw a card. That seems quite good as well. A Griffin, a 3/4, a Flutterfox, Oakham Ranger, Great White tokens, creatures you control get +1. That doesn't seem bad. So you can create 2 white human creature tokens, but for the 4 mana cost, probably you'll just play it. I think I'll play the Forever Young. So you could block with the knights, and then you can sort of bring them back. Gain with Transformation. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a 3/3 Elk. Price Griffin again. The Squire. Eye Collector. For Burning Fruit, target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. If at least 3 blacks mana or spell, you can create a food token. Yeah, I think that's fine. We can draw cards and we get a food token. So target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. That seems pretty good. Lash of Thorns, target creature gets +2/+1 and gains Death Touch. Also pretty good. Flaxen Intruder, Idyllic Range. It enters the battlefield, put a +1 counter on target creature you control. I think I'll take this. Wickham Ranger, the Ritual, Tempting Witch. Sacrifice a food token, target player loses 3 life. It's a good thing. It's a 3 mana cost, 1/3 creature with an ability. Rally for Throne, create 2 white human creature tokens. And if you have spend 3 mana, you get life for each creature. That does seem quite interesting. Shining Armor. Attach it to a knight. Could be good to have this attached to a Death Touch creature. Turtle, Memory Theft. I was thinking I like the Shining Armor actually. Tournament Grounds as a colorless mana or red, white, and black to spend to cast a knight. There's a cow, True Love Skis, so it's pretty much between, I think, the Tournament Grounds or the True Love Skis. But we don't really have any other knights. The cow to get a token. Let's play the True Love Skis. So again, Idyllic Range or the Silver Flame Ritual. Didn't say please, but then we have to play blue as well. So basically this gives us a 1/1 on all creatures. This just gives us +1 on target creature. I think this is better. Okay, we get another one, potentially adjusting dummy, Eye Collector. So 1 flying creature. I mean, if we can get this and then put things on it. Another Memory Theft. Another Eye Collector. Okay, so we get the Idyllic Range anyway. Linden Steadfast Queen. Whenever a white creature you control attacks, you gain 1 life. I mean, that's good, but we have a very black deck, so I'm not sure how good that's going to be. Another target attacking creature gets +X. Giant Opportunity. Beloved Princess. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. Seems okay. Forever Young. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library and draw a card. And then there's a Skewer. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. Whenever a equipped creature deals combat damage to a creature, create a food token. That seems good. I think I'll take that. Elite Headhunter, sacrifice another creature or an artifact. Elite Headhunter deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So this will work well with the food tokens if we get food tokens. So here's another thing that you gain life and opponent loses X life, but we don't have too many knights. Spine Veteran. Other knights you control get +1, but it's red. Trapped in Tower. Elite Headhunter, Eye Collector, Festive Funeral. Target creature gets -X, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. We have one of those already. So I'm thinking it's either the Elite Headhunter, Trapped in the Tower, or the Smitten Swordmaster. I think I'll take the Trapped in Tower. Another Foulmire Knight, yeah, why not? Cow, Griffin, Eye Collector, yeah. Bell of the Brawl. When Bell of the Brawl attacks other knights you control, get +1 until end of turn. It's got menace. Wintermoor Commander, when its toughness is equal to the number of knights you control. Whenever it attacks another knight you control, gains indestructible. Well, that just seems too good to be true. Paladin, True Love's Kiss, or Witch's Cottage. It's a black swamp. When it enters the battlefield, you may put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Maybe this will come around again. I'll take the Wintermoor Commander. Witch Claw Talisman. You put 3 counters on it. Remove a wish counter from the wish claw, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library, and opponent gains control. Well, that doesn't sound safe. Give the opponent the ability to pick a creature they want. So this lets us create 2/2 knight creatures, which play well with some of the cards already in our deck. And we might get another Smitten Swordmaster, which means you gain life, and opponent loses life. I think I'll take it. Bognaughty, it's a flying. Sacrifice a food, target creature gets -3. Creatures you control get +1. Enters, get a food token. Tempting Witch. Sacrifice a food, target player loses through life. I think I'll take the naughty thing. It's a flying. Better on the expensive side, but maybe we'll get there. Fluttering Fox. Lash of Thorns, target creature gets +2 and gains Death Touch. Wicked Guardian. When it enters the battlefield, you may have it deal 2 damage to another creature you control. If you do, draw a card. And then the Cottage. So I think the Fox, I don't know, it'll have 2/2, and if it's a 2/2 and it might have flying, maybe I'll play the Cottage, can bring something back. Spectre Shriek, target opponent reveals the hand, you may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, that player exiles that card. If a non-black card is exiled this way, exile the card from your library. You may choose a non-land card from them. If you do, that player exile, so it's okay. Shining Armor, attach it to a knight. Target creature you control. I think I'll play the Shining Armor. This requires there to be 3 planes in the battlefield already. Add 1 mana of any color. Roving Keep is a 7. It can attack. It's a defending thing. So it's a big wall. 5/7. Queen of Ice. Eye Collector. It's flying. Festive Funeral. Target creature gets -X. So we already have 2 Eye Collectors. Let's take another Festive Funeral. A Cow. Lash of Thorns. Target creature gets 2/1. Do we have one? No. Let's take the Cow. This might come back. Another Memory Theft. It's a 3 mana. Target opponent reveals the hand. And that player discards a card. Or another Witch's Cottage. Yeah, let's take another one. So a Gargoyle. It's a 1 mana. With the red card in the sideboard. Okay, pack number 3. Happily Ever After. When it enters the battlefield, each player gains 5 life. Each player gains 5 life and draws a card at the beginning of your upkeep if there are 5 colors. This is the thing where you win the game. Sir Eleanor. Power is equal to the number of cards in your hand. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Spells your opponent cast the target. Eleanor costs 2 more. This seems okay. This lets you draw a card. A Broom. Sacrifice another permanent. You may pay 3. If you do, create a token that's a copy of Sorcerer's Broom. Sacrifice another permanent. Flutter Fox. A Griffin. Silverflame Squire. Idyllic Grange. Cauldron. An Egg. When Egg enters the battlefield, draw a card. And a Memory Theft. We have a Memory Theft. I sort of like that. Squire I sort of like as well. Take another Squire. Animating Fairy. Target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0/0 artifact creature. Put 4 counters on it. Yeah. Embereth Shieldbreaker. Beanstalk Giant. Trapped in a tower. Like, we have one. Maybe get another one. Loch Twain Paladin. When it enters the battle. So basically, if you spend enough mana, it can be a 4/3 with Menace. Yeah, take it. Mysterious Pathlighter. Each creature you control that has an adventure enters the battlefield with an additional +1 counter on it. So we have a couple of those. 1, 2, and then the knights. Also, you have to. It's 4 mana, so by the time we play this, these might already be on the battlefield. Ranger, Jousting Dummy, another Gargoyle, another Skewer. I think I'll take the Skewer. Elite Headhunter, sacrifice another creature artifact. It deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Another Unicorn, 2 Great Knights. Festive Funeral, target creature gets -X. Memory Theft. So we don't really have, like, if they get a flying creature, we don't have too many ways to deal with a flying creature. We have the Festive Funeral. So maybe we get a Lonesome Unicorn. Glass Casket. Exile a creature. Mana was 3 or less. Creature and opponent controls. Yeah, I think I'll take the Glass Casket. Paladin. I think we took one. No. Fox, Prize Griffin. So let's see. The Paladin enters with a counter if you have mana. That's a 5/3/4. This is a 4. Yeah. Flutter Fox gets flying if you have an artifact. So maybe we should get a flying creature. Maybe the Fox, we can attach skewers and stuff to it. Shining Armor. We already have 2 of those. Foreboding Fruit. That's great. Let's grab that. Create some more food tokens. Fortifying Provisions. Creatures you control get +0/+1, and it also creates a fruit. Malevolent Noble. Sacrifice an artifact or another creature and put a +1 counter on Malevolent Noble. Do we have one of these? That might be good if we have a bunch of fruit. We can sacrifice it and this thing gets +1 counters. Price Griffin, Memory Theft, Idyllic Range. So we take a Price Griffin. No, we didn't. See how many creatures do we have? If we have enough creatures, I think I'll take the land. So nothing spectacular. Embereth Shieldbreaker, let's take that. It's a silver, uncommon. So no uncommons here. Blow your house down. Let's take the Gargoyle. Memory Theft. We have 2 already. Let's take the 7 Dwarves for our collection. So we need you to get rid of 10 cards. So we can maybe get rid of 1 or 2 creatures. Maybe this Gargoyle isn't that great. We have a bunch of 1-drops. So we have 3 Festive Funerals, alone 2 of the Unicorns. Maybe that's too many. Roving Keep. Yeah, I'm not sure this fits in anywhere particularly well. Skewer, Squire, Shining Armor. Wow, we have to get rid of 7 cards. Sorcery, artifact. Maybe get rid of one more creature. Forever Young. Maybe get rid of the Flutterfox. Maybe one of the Eye Collectors. It's going to make us mill a card as well. Maybe get rid of both of them. So let's see, we have Foreboding Fruit. Target player draws 2 cards and loses 2 life. Memory Theft. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card. They discard it. It's a 3 mana cost. Malevolent Noble. Sacrifice an artifact. Giant Skewer. Forever Young. Trapped in the Tower. Shining Armor. Glass Casket. Yeah, we have to get rid of 5 more cards. This is quite annoying. Exile target artifact or enchantment. You draw a card. Maybe we can get rid of this target artifact or enchantment. Four cards. For the young. I mean, we can play with more cards. It just means we have to. That's what we have. Our average mana cost is 2.7. Quite difficult. I think I might just try play with 44 cards. I'm willing to give that a try. I found a post on Reddit explaining why you should have 40 cards. Basically, the like percentages. Like rather have a few good cards than many average cards. Okay, we have 3 mana. Some stuff to cost. I think I'll keep it. So if you're willing to risk having more cards, you just means you might draw cards that maybe you don't need. So we can play a witch and a casket. If they play something that might be scary, exile target creature an opponent controls. So we get our first knight. Let's play it, although we lose the card draw. But we do have ways of getting it back. If it loses 2 life. So this we should try play only once we have 3 black lands. It might be a while away. Or we could just play it on ourselves to draw 2 cards. Okay, they play Skewer. So we can play the Tempting Witch. So this artifact will give the fox flying. Let's hope the opponent plays something now for 3 mana, and then we can put it in a glass casket. They played a blue island also. So that means there might be blue counter spells and that sort of thing. So also the paladin, to have it come in with counters on it, will need quite a bit of land. So both of these cards pretty much dependent on black mana. So let's see what. Okay, the opponent does play a fairy, and I do think I will just put it in a glass casket and attack the opponent for some damage. Target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0. Artifact creature put 4 counters on it. So they could have done that to their skewer. Make it a 4/4. I guess we have a Death Touch creature. Opponent healing all their land. We're a bit dry. That's probably another risk of playing a few extra cards. Bit low on land. If we get land, I'm thinking to play the cow, because when it dies, it can create a food token. Okay, they kill our Foulmire Knight. That's okay. They play a Malevolent Noble, sacrifice an artifact or another creature, put a +1 counter on the thing. Okay, we got a land. So we can play the fox to fly, or the cow. I think I'll play the cow. Won't attack. They could just block it. So one more black swamp and we can play these for the adamant cost to get the bonus. Okay, they play the eye collector. So we can hopefully play the fox soon. Okay, we don't get the swamp. But let's get the flutter fox in there. And let's draw 2 cards. We do lose 2 life, but that's okay. I'll attack with the cow. If they want to double block it, that's fine with me. We'll get another food token also. They choose not to. So we don't actually have knights for this thing to actually have any toughness. But probably it will have 1. We got another Foulmire Knight, which is also good. Another card draw. I think I'll play the card draw ability first. Okay, when this enters the field tapped, unless you control 3 or more other swamps. Let's see, maybe we can draw another black swamp. Okay, we got one. So we can play the knight and the commander. Or do we maybe want to attack with the cow? They block with the Queen of Ice. Will they maybe make it stronger somehow? Sacrifice an artifact or another creature. Put a +1 counter on it. So I think we'll kill it because they would have probably sacrificed their queen for that ability. We get another food token. So this ability could come in handy if you get the opponent lower on a low enough life. So when this comes in now, we may put a target creature card from the graveyard on top of our library. So we can put this the Foulmire Knight back. We can also play the Paladin. It's Menace, it will be a 4/3. This will be a real threat to the opponent. Memory Theft. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. So do we play the Memory Theft? I think so. We can see what the opponent's got. We can get rid of something. So Festive Funeral. How many cards do they have in their graveyard? 2. So that's not too bad. And a Thorns. Target creature gets +2 and gains Death Touch. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. And we'll put that in exile. So we won't play this because we'd like to get the adamant spell. We lost our cow. Let's attack with the knight. If they choose to block it, it will kill something. And we are getting another one. One, two. Okay, we kill their eye collector. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, and 4. So we can play both of these. So the opponent, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they can't actually cast these, but next turn they can play this and sort of start killing our creatures, really. They'll probably want to get rid of the Death Touch thing. And they have 5 cards in their graveyard, so maybe we don't play the Paladin until they've played those two. Enchant creature without flying. Play the knight. So I mean, we could enchant this thing, but they might just move the skewer to the signed scarecrow. But they won't attack while we have this on the battlefield. And they can only cast one of these at a turn, so I think that's fine. We'll attack with a flying creature, do some damage. Okay, they have another eye collector. Means they won't cast the funeral thing. I think maybe we eat a token to gain some life. Or we have it target the opponent to lose 3 life. Takes them to 9. And then maybe another time that takes them to 6. It puts quite a lot of pressure on them. And we can maybe attack with our death touch creatures. They don't have to block, but they will take quite a bit of damage. Okay, so put any number of creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library. Do we want any of these? I think I will trap the queen. For them to move the skewer, they have to spend 3 mana. I mean, they might play it now, but who knows. So we could basically, this will basically ensure we draw the Foulmire Knight. I think I'll play the Paladin. Attack with this, and so they contact with it, they can attack with, they can do 4 damage. I'll attack with the Death Touch creatures. And we can make this knight indestructible. Pretty much, I'm sure they won't block, but they might to preserve their life total. Okay, they double block, that's also okay. So we can do this one more time. The opponent will go down to 3 life. They can kill one of the things with the Festive Funeral. They've got a land. I think that's pretty much the game. Okay, I can't play that. We don't leave a life open. Okay, they moved the thing. Whenever it deals combat damage to a creature, create a food token. What if they attack? I just want block. Whenever this script deals combat damage to a creature, create a food token. Yeah, just one block. It's got vigilance, so they could block us next turn. But we just need to do 6 damage. Okay, we get another land. So we'll put the knight and the fox on top. Wonder which one. Okay. Okay, we get to pick. So put the knight on top. And I mean, let's just attack. Oh, actually, I could have put it on this one because this one's menace. They can't block it anyway. I think that's game. I mean, they can block. Even if they block our biggest other creature, we'll still do 6 damage. I was supposed to leave this unblocked, but I forgot. We get the win. Our Death Touch deck does the damage, does the goods. We rank up. Silver tier 4. Some more precious gold, so we 1-0. It's good. 100 gems in a pack. Let's play one more. I think the deck is not bad. Managed to pick more things. Everything does something, pretty much. I think that's important with the drafting. Each card should maybe do at least one thing. And then they should try... the cards should work together well. Synergize pretty well. Okay, we don't really have good land. We have a Skewer. Paladin. So I think this is a mulligan. Like almost nothing I can cast. All white deck. And the first creature we can really play is the Ox. When Shining enters the battlefield, attach it to a knight you control, which we don't have, so we can put that in there. This might be a difficult game if we don't draw black swamps. So if we save, we don't play it now, we can, it's not really anything we can do. I think we need to get something on the battlefield. Hopefully the opponent's slow, they're green. Hopefully they also have problems. So we got a Foreboding Fruit. They play a Wildwood Tracker. Tracker attacks or blocks. If you control another non-human creature, it gets +1. Okay, we got a Swamp. So we can play this. We can play Trapped in Tower. We can play a Cow. Or draw 2 cards. I think I'll play the Cow. So when this thing attacks or blocks, it gets +2, +1. I think I'll attack, put the opponent under pressure. So they have a red, so maybe they have something like a Bone Crusher. They can play lots of things like Claim the Firstborn or a big Rampart Smasher. We can trap it in the tower. It's a big 5/5, can't be blocked by knights or walls. Or do we want to memory theft them? But if we play this, we'll have to take some damage. Choose an online card. Adventure. That you may put a card that has an adventure that player owns from exile into the graveyard. I think we'll just trap their Smasher into a tower. And they haven't played anything with an adventure on it. And they play a Trebuchet. It could also be a problem. This is not a knight. Okay, let's draw 2 cards. So we get another Forbidden Fruit. We have a Foul Marinite. Ouch. Okay, we get a food token at least. So this is Death Touch. This causes the opponent controls a green permanent. Whenever it deals damage to a player, draw a card. Wow, okay, that's not great. So what can we do? We can play the Death Touch Knight. I think we'll draw a card. Maybe we get another Swamp and we can cast it. No, we get a Skewer. And we'll just take a turn, so that means we probably will take 2 damage. And they do 1 damage with the Trebuchet. Okay, they attack us and they get to draw a card. This we have to deal with pretty soon. Okay, they create a Fierce Witch Stalker. Enter the battlefield, create a food token. Okay, we get our Black Swamp. We'll play the Knight. And something can get +0/+1. We can give it +2/+1. Damage to a creature. Or do we want more life? So much so difficult. Let's play this. Opponent gave us a bit of hassle. Okay, so they'll give it 3 damage. This will not save it. Okay, deal 3 damage to a creature, that creature. Yep. Well, yeah. So we're gonna take 6 damage. That's not good. Maybe we draw land and Black Swamp. We can play this and create a food token and draw 2 cards. Wow, this card's annoying. It's really good for them. They get to draw cards with it. We do have some removal spells we could play. Maybe another Trapped in the Tower. I'm not sure if we have another one. Okay, what did they play? Paladin. It's a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, they get a +1. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Okay. Can we get a Unicorn? That's not too bad. So we can Put a skewer on one of them. Or shining armor. +0, +2. We only created 1, 2, 2. Okay. So we can +0, +2, +2. Oh, it doesn't equip. We have to equip it still. Oh, wonderful. Trade off crumbs, create a food token. So that's it, I think. Trample, it's 5. Yeah, no point in blocking. Yeah, the opponent's deck really was good. Not sure why the opponent's triggering a bunch of things. Each other non-human creature you control enters the battle with a +1 on it. Yeah, I think this opponent has a good card, a good deck. Trebuchet and trample creatures and Oakheim, that thing that draws a card. But I think that's a good start. I think I'll end the video there. At least make sure that next video we can play at least 2 games. I hope you enjoyed that. See you in the next video.